Good day guys, this video brings you Necromancer skills. He has the most many old canon features. His initial skill is Chill Blood, another name brought from an abandoned alpha test skill. Back then, it belonged to Sorceress, if my memory is correct, but the name fits Necromancer better for me. Chill Blood would raise a pack freezing viscera from corpse with flesh, which means those not skeletons, trees, swarms, etc. It would charge at enemies and explode, releasing massive amount of chilling gas that freeze them without damage. Freeze duration increased by character level. If it's not belong to Necromancer, might be the most useful initial skill, haha. All curses available when shapeshifting, Terror, Weaken, and Dim Vision could stack with each other or other curses, because they are too weak and useless when work alone. And some item stats also gave chance to apply them. If they can't stack, such items could be also useless. For Weaken, damage percent bonus no longer reduces its effects by simple adding rule, and it also lowers targets' fire, lightning, and cold damage. If the caster is not a necromancer or an enemy monster, would only weaken targets 22%. Based on the old canon novel The Kingdom of Shadow, Iron Maiden received a great modification. Besides extra thorns percent increased by character level, ranged damage can also be reflected. Hard points would really move parts of damage dealt by the cursed target to themselves, which means you would receive lower damage, but thorns dealt to the enemies remains the same. The effects can also be synergized by Bone Armor, Bone Wall, and Bone Prison, 90% in maximum. It's even more powerful in that book, which is 100%, but it's impossible to be applied in a game, obviously overpowered. In another official novel, Moon of the Spider, Life Tap can steal a target enemy's stat for you. I can't find any way to achieve this in my mod, perhaps hard coding required, but I'm a total soft modder. And if the caster is not Necromancer or enemy monster, amplified damage, lower resist, and decrepified's value would be lower. So, if other classes want to use a CTC or staff charge item for these skills, would not that effective as the Necromancer himself. Let's start Poison and Bone spells with Corpse Explosion. Now it's merged with Poison Explosion, switch the fire damage to poison, but balance the percentage to 99% physical and 1% poison per frame. Poison duration would be 1 second. Just like what I said before, there's no pure spellcasters in Diablo Old Canon, and multiple old or new canon sources proved that necromancers are excellent melee fighters. Daggers are their first choice. Other thrust weapons, polearms, and flails are also in their arsenal. So, it's quite reasonable for changing Poison Dagger to Poison Strike. It's now a rollback attack with Zero Logic, frame rollback rate 50%, starts at 3 hits, 1 more hit per 3 levels, max 7 hits, greatly increased poison damage with a fixed 25 frame duration. Physical damage percentage bonus added, which could be further synergized by Bone Armor and Corpse Explosion. Passive Dagger Mastery effects added, similar as Barbarian's Masteries. Extra bonus received when using daggers. It also gives massive synergy to Bone Armor to build a solid melee fighter. The unique crossbow, Pus Spitter, indicates that Necromancer should have a crossbow skill, so I replaced Poison Explosion with Toxic Barrage, which would release massive poison bolts with crossbows in strafe logic, 50 hits cap but 5 hits max on single target, 55 frame fixed poison duration. Synergy skill Poison Nova changed to Corpse Explosion. Poison Nova has its poison duration increased by skill level, and synergy skills are Poison Strike and Lower Resist. Bone spells are quite weak in vanilla, mostly because Blizzard has to worry about PvP. That's not my concern, as the Dark Exile is single player only. My first modification is making them ignore common creatures' resists. For teeth, besides damage increasing, I had its NHD removed. Multiple hits would make it very effective in close range. Bones Bear now grinding enemy, more deadly against large targets, and make targets bleed for 5 seconds when hits, similar as Open Wound. Bone Spirit is totally remade according to the official novel Moon of the Spider. Now you have to summon it from a corpse. Then it will follow you until detecting a nearby enemy. The spirit will charge at the enemy and make a suicide explode, dealing area magic damage and takes 33% of current HP. You can summon as many spirits as possible. I do mean as many as possible. It would require many corpses if you do want a lot of them around you. I suggest using it like this. When I mentioned Moon of the Spider, I said official novel instead of old or new canon. That's because it was published in the year 2006, same year as the same author's new canon book. But what in it has no conflict with the old canon lore. Finally, to the summoning skills. Now they're all available when shapeshifting. All golems could no longer be stunned. All skeleton summoning skills would require a corpse with flesh. Skeleton warriors are more fluently attacking in nightmare and hell difficulties. HP bonus rate rearranged, much higher in earlier levels but lower in later levels. AI enhanced. May attack what you click at as priority. They would equip low quality, normal, or superior armors or weapons by skill level to make them more effective in battle. And when this skill and skeleton mastery both reached maximum level, they would have a chance to launch a triple strike in Zeal logic. Skeleton mages had their damage greatly increased, more fluently casting in nightmare and hell difficulties. Cold One's chill length removed to make them no longer destroying corpses. AI enhanced. May attack what you click at as priority. They would equip low quality, normal, or superior armors by skill level to make them more solid in battle. And when this skill and skeleton mastery both reached maximum level, they would have a chance to cast explosive spells. Also, they could be good illuminators in this extra dark mode. Due to enhances above, they no longer have physical damage. Revive's time limit removed, but has a number limit similar as Wraith Skeleton. Leveling up this skill would make them more powerful, not just physical damage but also spells. However, no more movement speed bonus, so beware they are easier to get lost. Also, this skill would no longer bonus extra HP %, but this stat still receives synergy from Skeleton Mastery. Golem Mastery also enhances defense and damage, elemental damage included. Changed the formula co-working with synergies among golems from adding to multiplying, which would greatly make the synergies more valuable. Clay Golem, now immune to poison, has a chance to spray mud pile and slows multiple targets. Added a new skill to dig into the ground and climb out at the face of enemies. Then sprays a circle of mud pile to slow them all. AI remade to be able to primarily target with what you click at. Blood Golem increase damage and IQ and have a chance to open wounds. It would eat corpses to make itself Blood Rage, which would grant damage and movement speed bonus. Replenish HP after eating. Iron Golem increased damage and IQ so that it won't accidentally get lost anymore. Extra thorns % increased by character level. Can't regen HP automatically, but would absorb lightning damage to heal itself. It could eat a corpse to gain extra lightning damage, then heals HP. And if you summon one with lightning skill CTC items, those skills would do more damage than expected. If summoned with indestructible items, would be immune to physical. If summoned with auto-replenishing durability or quantity items, would automatically replenish HP. Iron Golems can't be frozen, since such event would bring a bug if summoned from an aura item. Fire Golem, now immune to poison, greatly increased the damage. Really great, I mean. Now, a Fire Golem has the top damage among all summoned pets, but its IQ would be very low. It has a chance to make explosive hit and would release a powerful fire nova to damage any enemy nearby when being killed. Not being unsummoned or replaced, of course. As a cost, it has 66% of chance to cremate corpse of common monsters slayed by it, and loses the ability of HP regen. A Fire Golem can walk through bars, water, or void, but as it's so stupid, it may get jammed there. Its cold resist starts at -100, and summon resist won't bonus its cold resist, but physical resist starts at 75%.